All right, y'all. All right, things are changing up a little bit. Let me make sure everything is good here. Cool. So that track is Uptown by Ghetto Benny. As you can see, or you'll see in the feed over here, right underneath me, you should be able to, if you send chats and you hop in on the messages, you should be able to see kind of your stuff show up on the screen. I won't be able to see it. I'll be able to monitor it on my iPad. Oh, that is not good. Yeah, so you should be able to see that stuff. You should also see subscriber notifications if you do end up subscribing, which would be cool. So what's on the agenda today? We've got basically mixing Uptown. Now, before we hop in and start to talk about that, I just want to say that last night after I got off the stream, got my coffee. After I hopped off the stream here, I jumped on a stream with Annie Delgado, a good friend of mine who lives in LA. She used to live out here. We worked on a couple of tracks together. Our song dropped. I did a remix of her track called Galaxy, which if you go to her page or you go to my page, this is her page, this is my page, under Bass Savage and whatnot, you will find the remix, which is pretty dope. So that should be pretty cool. Make sure to check it out. Let me go back. Yeah. So that should be pretty cool. It's still really fresh, so yeah. So there's that. If you hadn't noticed, I also dropped a track under Kevin Savage with the $sign right here. I need to make some adjustments to my profile, but that's here. It's a nice, chill, lo-fi track if I play it. It's the first lo-fi track I actually dropped. I've learned a lot since mixing that track, so I'll probably I'm gonna try to release some more lo-fi beats under Kevin Savage, some heavier beats under Bass Savage, so stay tuned for some of that stuff. Let's see here. I don't think there's any other major news that I can think of right now. I will say that these beats that we're putting together will be available in a beat pack. Get in touch with myself if you're interested in them. They'll be released under, I think he's calling it Ghetto Benny Volume 2. So we're working to put that together. We're hoping to have at a minimum 10. I know that we'd love to have 15, 12 or 15. So that'll be cool. There'll probably be some other stuff that we're working on in the meantime too. But once all that stuff drops, I'm definitely going to be sharing it on here. I'm probably also going to have some people hop in on the streams to kind of just do some interview kind of content. In the future, I've got a buddy of mine where we want to talk about some social media marketing stuff, which I think could be really useful to people who are producing. I have a podcast that I haven't really done much on, so I think recording a conversation, I can upload that as a podcast, which would be pretty dope. I'd like to start getting the podcast done. I'm probably going to focus on that following the beat pack dropping, so look for that kind of mid to end of February, since February is almost upon us. Yeah, what else? So the goal is to finish mixing Uptown. I don't think I'm going to really add anything else to it. I think a lot of the stuff is there. The goal right now is let's actually mix it out and make it sound like it's dope. And then, if I still have time, I'll hop on, I'll pull up some more stems and start to kind of fuck around with those as well. Once this beat pack is done, I'll probably start to veer into other things than just mixing. Whether it's some more production-based techniques or, some, writing a song, and honestly, if you're a subscriber, reach out to me, or even if you aren't, jump in on the chat and kind of let me know the sort of shit that you're interested in me covering on the stream. That's, in the music wheelhouse. predominantly I'm in Ableton. I'd love to do some phase plant related tutorials or just kind of fucking around phase plant. Or other stuff, Serum, obviously the Fab Filter plugins, be cool to talk about those. But right now my goal and my focus is just getting these beats done so that way we get them out there, because right now I'm doing this for free, just kind of doing this because I really want to educate y'all, but I'd love to be able to see some sort of compensation down the road. So focusing on this, get the beats out, and then obviously moving forwards with other sort of projects that are kind of in my wheelhouse. I'm going to try to figure out a way of kind of getting some of this stuff set up so that way I know we do some work in the engine room. We're supposed to be jumping in on a session on Sunday, and if I can I'm going to try to bring the webcam, get OBS set up on my laptop, and maybe even do some interesting streaming of that stuff. Not sure how it's going to work, or I might honestly just pull my cell phone and just kind of like do some IRL sort of like live shit that way. Maybe some live shit on YouTube, maybe some stuff on Instagram, just to kind of like get that shit out there, show some behind the scenes, not just the production side of things, but like the mixing side of things, but also kind of the writing side of things. So that is what we're looking at today. I'm going to cut through the bullshit. I'm a little tired. I don't have as much time as I had the past couple of days to really fucking like powerhouse stream. So I'm going to just kind of dive right in. Let me organize this stuff, make sure everything is kind of getting sent the way it should. I'm decently happy with this beat. It's not like, I feel like it's still missing some things. But, you win some, you lose some. So, the goal right now is just kind of get it rolling. So, let's go ahead. When I do, I need to, I'm going to get rid of this. No, I'm going to leave this group. But I'm going to group this as ambience. Computer is being a little slow, I'm noticing, so we'll see. Hopefully I don't have to restart it. If you know, my color for ambience is usually like this orangey color. Pull that over here. Oh yeah, so before I dive in, I'm probably going to pull these drums into some of their more respective, I might not even need to be honest. Let's see. I don't really do a ton of routing, and I've already done that routing. I've let my computer kind of sit a bit longer without restarting it than is ideal. Yeah, honestly, I can just kill this drum group. We've got this one's called drums. Let me just hop in, make sure all the levels are right. Some lag. save this. I'm gonna restart live. Quit some of this shit. Let's see here. I think after tonight, I'm going to have to restart my computer. A little less lag, which is good. Let's do this, group these, call this fill. Kick. Hats. Percussion. Stomp. Cool. So what I like to do sometimes is just to save a copy, especially if I end up deleting something, just because I don't want to fully lose it. So I'm going to call this Uptown Old. That'll give me much more confidence in just kind of deleting something like that. I'm going to go ahead ungroup this now that I can start sending stuff out. What's important now is kind of just sending shit where it needs to get sent. Let's just make sure that none of the buses have really anything turned on, so it's not like going crazy. Cool. So I'm basically ignoring the buses right now, and I am routing these things. Rather than routing them to the master, I'm going to route them to these stems. So we have the synth stem, both the ambience and the effects are going to get sent to the effects stem. Drums getting sent to the drum stem. 808s getting sent to the 808 stem. And then I just kind of loop it out. I don't want those. I select these three, group them, arm them, and then what I do is I just hit record. Oh, that's not what I want to do. Record. So if you're new to this, you probably haven't seen this before, but basically I am routing a dry signal. Well, dry as in it doesn't have the bus processing. I'm routing basically what I've produced earlier to the to this set of ooh, those drums are clipping. Let me see why. That is the first time I've seen that. Let's just hear what it sounds like. I'm going to leave it alone for now because I think that it's probably fine. I just got to keep that in mind that this does clip. But that might not be bad, to be honest. So I'm going to call it fine for now. If I have to re-bounce out this stem, it's not the end of the world. Make sure they're all recording, and then go. Delete automation. Just so we hear it while we're doing it. Besides, it's all going to get kind of mixed down a little bit later. Talk way too much at work, but it's basically impossible not to. Not the end of the world that there is some sidechain processing going on these, considering these stems I like post-process mix into the master. Like I could process them into here, but I process them both into here, so they're not going to get the same sidechain that they would get here in the premix in the FX. Notice there's like an auto filter that I already have on the synth bus that I'm not sure I actually want there. I know I should not be drinking this much coffee like 4 hours before I go to bed, but I don't know. I feel like I'd be tired otherwise. Definitely a coffee addict here. I'm just curious. What does it sound like? Interesting. It's not really even affecting it all that much. Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it on. These all should be. Oh, let me listen to it without these guys. I don't know. I'm not gonna fuck with it. Now, these get sent to the master out, but I'm muting it for now. Okay. Okay. Okay, so flatten these or whatnot. Pull up these buses. Get rid of this. All right, from top to bottom. Get this sent to the synth bus, effects bus, effects bus, drum bus, 808 bus. Yeah, that's basically it. And then I got to keep in mind that all of these oh yes, there is some. I think these are some stems that are some returns. Is there something? What is going on? What is causing these drums? some weird phasey shit going on. I wonder. Okay. And then when we look at these premix, oh, this should be going to FX, master, premix, effects. So something I like to kind of play around with is like, what if we, so what we're interested in is this. We don't want this on. We don't want this on. We just want these guys. I'm actually not as... I'm just interested... There's some weird delays going on. Oh, that's the premix isn't on. Now, something we can do, because sometimes this is important, because we got this like we got this little bit of like weirdness. When we killed the effects here. So if we kill the premix and we're just interested in the effects and the master, which, like, I mean, eventually I'll figure out if there's a better way, but basically something to keep in mind. If we kill this and we're just... we hop into here, we can adjust honestly, not entirely certain how to fix that. So much so as in just saying once you start to add this in, those sounds are become less apparent. It's probably not the best way of doing it, but it's the only way I know. But now, like, when we start to add in... So, if I remember right, it's 808 is negative 11 LUFS. Is negative 14 to negative 11. That, if I remember right, is the golden. I don't remember what drums should be at. So, let's start with the synth. And we can do this because the limiter is too high. Filter actually cleans it up nicely. There's like a weirdness. Interesting. Ooh, let's let the release out. this grain delay. Weird textures. Cool. And then let's throw this bad boy on here. I think it's important that we brick wall. Something we can do is just say, let's do everything here. 3.9. It's not always a one size fits all. And something I could do, honestly, here. this. I always forget that, like, I'm blocking shit over here. I should, like, watch that out. Prior to here, something I could probably do. I want to set it to -30, I think. So it compresses everything. It doesn't allow anything to, the threshold is -30. So it kind of squashes the dynamic range a little bit. But it might allow us to push it. And then we let in our main focus, honestly, right now is just making sure that the hook is good. Yeah, I think I'm gonna call that a wrap, to be honest. I mean, I have mixed feelings about it. Like, I'm getting some weird phase shit going on. I might have to reassess this track, to be honest, down the road, but I don't know. I just don't know. And I'll probably talk to Zach about it. Maybe I'm just tripping. Maybe my ears are just exhausted. I haven't listened to it on the big speakers yet. You know what? I'm at that point for this track where it's just kind of like, fuck it. Let's hear. Exports. A3. Mix. 1. 31. 20. I think I want to pick something that I'm just chill with. 83. Something that's gonna be a little more fun. This last track, I don't know. There's just mixed feelings. Cool beat. For whatever reason, just something wasn't. This track just didn't click the same way some of the other tracks did. The mixing process took longer than I wanted. I would probably want to layer some shit on here if I were to spend a lot more time. And maybe down the road, if for whatever reason the mixing, we just sit down in the studio and we're like, or inside at the engine room and we're listening to it. I'm going to probably be like, yo, what else could we do to kind of make this track really click? Maybe it just needs someone on top of it. Maybe it needs some of the drums to be kind of swapped out a little bit. I don't know. I do feel like it probably needs some layering. But worst case scenario, I come back and I do shit to it. Best case scenario, we call it a day. I mean, that's not the end of the world. This is the thing you do when it comes to music. You go, but you do got to know when to kind of step away and say, yo, something might not quite be working for me. But maybe, sometimes it's a track that you most had a challenge with, or maybe aren't a giant fan of, that people end up liking. Now, I do think there's something weird going on in some of my routing, and I'm not sure why there was like a delay, and some of that phasing was kind of weird. I hadn't experienced it on some of the other tracks. I don't know if it's what exactly it is. So I'm going to keep that in the back of my mind. There's something going on with some of the routing. I don't know if Ableton struggles with routing. I'm going to look it up. It may be that I do have to set some sort of millisecond delay on a routing to make sure that everything kind of lines up. I didn't think that would be a problem, but or I might have to rethink how I am routing some of these things. I'm like routing them back into buses when the reality is I should just be routing some of these returns in just straight up into an effects bus. I might go ahead and try that on the next track where I have this rerouting and it just might not quite be working. I do think if I were to reroute some of this shit back into an effects bus, it might give me a little more room to play with. I don't know. I'm going to have to do a little bit of a deeper dive into it and go from there. So I'm going to go ahead and loop the track. I'm going to stretch my legs, take a quick break. Don't go anywhere. So far, it's been mostly myself tuning in on this stream. And then when we get back, we'll go ahead and find another track to kind of get started on for, maybe an hour or so. I do have to get off a little earlier tonight. I keep waking up like just in the nick of time for work, and I can't keep doing that to myself. I'm going to burn out. So, I'm going to go take a break, and let me cue up this. We're going to take a quick break here soon. Well, soon is in like right almost the fuck now. Stick around. When we get back, we will go ahead and kind of organize the next track, kind of get it laid out, and we'll go from there. All right, you guys have a good one. problem might be, remember how we were having some issues where there was like a weird delay thing that was going on between the when I would put everything on all the effects on those return tracks down here. So it turns out right now they're not exactly return tracks. So something I'm going to play with really briefly as we before moving into the next. And I'm probably going to end up cutting this stream a little short. Maybe go on to about 10:30 Eastern Standard Time, which is where I'm at. So like another half an hour or so, which will give me enough time to lay it out. The next track, kind of pick which one I want to go with next before moving forward. Is that these returns, if you're not careful, they're not really truly a return. They're kind of actually a send. So I'm sending the audio back to the effects, but it's also being sent to the master, at least from my understanding when I was doing some research. So what I'm going to do, see if I can do this super easy. I'm going to mute this, and I just want to listen to the drums because I think that that's where everything is so much more apparent. So I'm going to mute out here. Now, I don't know if this is going to really affect, because like it's kind of cool, but there's like this delay. So I'm going to go over to this view, and if you see here, they're all right now sends. Now, if you notice this, I can enable these sends. So what I'm going to do is I guess they are already enabled. I might be misunderstanding it, but so let's just focus in. Let's just see. I'm going to just do this plate. Wait, which one did I want to do? Yeah, this plate. All right. Now, what if we add in... That is tighter. So I set them all to like 1,000 millisecond, negative 1,000 millisecond delay. Let's go ahead. Fuck you. Oh, my computer is lagging. All right, let's export it again. And then yeah, I'll just overwrite it. So, I'm going to probably have to redo the routing that I've got going on a little bit, or just rethink it. You know, like, do I need returns? Or if I do returns, do I need these, like, effects buses? Maybe I honestly just route, like, do I need these returns? Like, the reason why I'm using those returns is because I didn't, you know, like right now I'm not using any, like I've just figured, like, what if I wanted a whole bunch of returns, but I want to kind of route them down. And the reality is, the mindset behind it was like, that allows me to independently kind of organize the stuff, but and it's worked on a lot of the tracks, but like, what the fuck is going on now? Like, why am I having this issue on this track? Is it just because it's drier, so it's more apparent, or what? So I'm gonna do some more research into it. Maybe I'll have a better answer at some point. But I don't know. That shit's annoying me, and it's preventing me from completing like a really clean cut. You know, my idea was like, you know, these are going to be the main ones: room, delay, plate. Like they're the plate, and I can't think of a way to really process this shit separately and be able to send it directly to effects. Now, the other thing could be like not sending to an effects bus and just routing it directly to the master. I mean, this effects bus is just sidechaining it. So I could route it directly to the master or directly to the premix, but I just figured having them independent allows for more control. But at the same time, like, I don't know. I I just don't know. But I think the more that I do this, the more I'm gonna understand or I can understand Ableton and can really spend some time better understanding routing, which means I can better explain it to y'all. So yeah. Let's save this. Let's see what other shits he sent me. He sent me some other tracks too. Give me one sec. All right, we're back. Let's see. He sent me these. So we have Kobe High. Call this number 8. Nine. 10. This shit was fuck. This was stuff for Uptown. I'm gonna have to ask him more about these two. Ben sounds kind of cool. It's kind of cool. That's kind of chill. About this one. Ooh. That's pretty dope. I feel like this is going to need... I'm going to do this. Resample drums. File save. Here we go. I tend to like darker beats though, so let's hear this one. Ooh. This is like a Juice World beat. Rest in peace. I think I'm gonna start working on the Bully, but let's hear what some of these other ones sound like. Sometimes he gives me blank audio tracks or tracks that are like way later. I just want to hear. Yo, this is like an XXX track. Huh. I don't know. I like that Soul Soup sound, so that's kind of cool. I feel like this is going to be very similar to Uptown. Maybe not. But part of me wants to go back to DJ Mustard Blip. I'm gonna hold off on the deal. Done these. I think I'm gonna do the Bully, to be honest. I think that'd be a dope track to jump in on. 175, so it's more trappier. Let's save a copy in the Bully. Bully 175. I like to. Oh, not gonna let me. The Bully 175. There we go. Probably have enough time to kind of lay out the beat, and then gonna have to call it a night. So if you're new to the stream, be sure to follow me, subscribe, so you know that when I am planning to hop on, I do try to let folks know on my Twitter and whatnot when I am about to stream. Let me close these guys down. Let me send these all to master for now. If you're new here, welcome. Master. Cool. What was it? 175. Shoot. Just realized this was all being done to the wrong track. Some files are missing. Click here to learn more. Yeah, I get it. We can do this always. Don't save. Actually, cancel. Just make sure. I do think I'm going to end up having to go back and pulling back the reverb. Happened. Oh, that's because I moved the... Oh, yeah, all right, so we'll find them. This sometimes happens. Go... Yeah, when you move files... Cool. Sometimes they get, like, lost. So what I like to do is save live set, collect all and save. So I try to do this, make this more of a habit. I don't always do it. Let's see here. File, open, set, the bully. That's what I want. You know, Zach's like, so that last one. Yeah, so I'm going to try to do the bully. I really like the bully. So we're going to give that one a shot. All right. Apparently some files are still missing. Come on. Oh, that's because I switched over to this. Okay, it doesn't really matter. We're getting rid of them anyway. Synth to master. FX to master. Ambience to master if we decide to use some ambience. I feel like this might be a track that we use some ambience. Master. 808 to master. I send it to the master out. It gives me a chance to be able to hear what I'm doing. Mute this, even though this is going to go to the master bus, not master out. I like to kind of reset these. I mean, I have a template for all this shit. I just, it's just a pain sometimes. But I do like to turn everything off just in case something kind of mixes in. Yeah, there we go. Boom. I'm going to want to have a duplicate of this, rename this full. I'm sure there's a fill, but I'm getting rid of the fill. I don't want this on there right now. -15. If I use ambience, boom. I don't know. Maybe I'll use some of this stuff, but for now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna kill all of this so that way when I listen to it, it's not getting processed. I like this Drake pad. I use it in a lot of tracks. I want to make sure that it's there. As I discovered one time that it wasn't there, and it fucked me up. Just to be safe, turn that off. I have the sidechain here just in case I decide to do something with that. Set this to 175, 175. I have my arrangement kind of already there. I'm going to group these together so that way I kind of ignore them until it's time to fuck with them. And then let's grab our samples. I like to keep things as organized as possible. I'm probably going to have to go through all these and turn off warp just in case. Yo, I got such crazy ass latency going on. I'm gonna, cause I don't like it, I'm gonna see if I can make some adjustments to the latency. That's worse. That's better. Let's see if I can get away with it. Cool. Wow, that's like worse. I don't know. Let's give it a shot. Yo, I'm fucking myself up. Probably gonna have to be something I deal with on another day. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know if I'm gonna be able to deal with that fucking latency. Melody. Snare. This is gonna have to have something else on there. A different, actually this is like click. Kick, this is the snare, I think. Trap, snare. Ding. Eight oh 8080. All right, pretty straightforward. I mean, that's it. I mean, it's organized now, which is cool. For posterity's sake, like I always say, O and J, boom, unfreeze, symbols, close, decision. I think I'm going to make this longer. Cool. Yeah. So I'll probably be ending this stream here soon. Just because I'm super exhausted and I want to get some rest so that way if I stream tomorrow, which I probably will end up doing because I'm trying to knock these beats out, I'll have a little bit more energy and focus. But I mean, this is right now the beat just prior to really any sort of anything being done to it, and honestly, it's just going to be uphill, upwards and onwards from there. I also got to restart my computer. There's some like weird latency going on, and just kind of like clear everything out because this has been, I haven't turned my computer off in like a week. So this is the beat before we do anything to it. So pretty, basic beat, it's got everything that it needs. I'll be adding some stuff to it, swapping out some samples here and there, chopping some stuff up, cleaning up the overall sound. It's a cool little beat. It's got some like kind of Juice WRLD-y vibes. It's got definitely some modern trap vibes. I can see some really like fat 808s that just kind of like, that really just go boom, 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 boom. So we'll just think about how to lay it out, moving onwards in like the next streams and whatnot. I'm probably off camera going to go ahead and organize the other beats as well, just so that way you don't have to watch me do all this organization shit like right off the bat. I can just kind of dive in and like edit these beats. So we'll be back here another day. All the past streams where we talk about all the different tips and techniques that I use for mixing and arrangement and all that good shit is available still on Twitch, and as I do these streams, I do try to export them so that way I can upload them in YouTube, so you guys don't have to miss anything. YouTube is Kevin Savage TV. We got like a handful of beats we're working on. You can watch me mix a number of those beats here live on the stream. Ask me questions if you're curious about, this whole process and what I'm doing and how I think about that. Watch me struggle periodically when I'm like, why the fuck is something not working and when it should? Like the last beat. You know what? We're all humans. So, it's just... tune in, hang out, grab some coffee, grab a beer, I don't know, whatever your preference is, and let's make some music, all right? All right, you guys, I'm going to go ahead, call it a night for now. It's almost 11. I got to be up at 8:30, and I am a little exhausted. So make sure to check out Galaxy under Bass Savage, which is what I produce bass music under. Check out Lifetime by Kevin Savage. That is on Spotify and all the other streaming services right now. You can follow me on Instagram. You can follow me on Twitter. Those are great specifically Twitter is a great place to know like when I'm going to stream next. I usually try to post there, as well as Facebook. All my links should be inside the bio for this page. I need to update all that shit, but you can find all the links to everything on kevinsavage.nyc. Excuse me. Almost all of my handles are like at Kevin Savage NYC, so pretty straightforward. So we'll see you guys soon, okay? Have a fantastic rest of your night.